What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the top left-hand corner of Acid Plant Ellie, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is MaNa. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's currently down in the series, but I'm certainly not going to count out the best player currently on the planet. His name is Serral. So guys and girls, game number 1 in this best of 7 series that was played at the WCS in Austin. I mean, the grand finals, guys, of that tournament is what we're talking about right here. And game number 1 was absolutely intense between these two players. And there were moments where it felt like Serral had a very good chance at obtaining victory. And then there were moments where MaNa definitely felt like just the better opponent in that first matchup, just getting a lot of really good value out of his units. And I felt that Serral allowed MaNa to kind of do whatever it was he wanted in that game. Instead of putting pressure on MaNa, he kind of sat back and allowed MaNa to continue building bases, so on and so forth, which over time just overwhelmed Serral. And I feel that when MaNa took out Serral's 4th hatchery, that was kind of the tale of the game in that first matchup. But that said, Serral's definitely not out of this series just yet. And he is, you know, of course, the best player on the planet for a reason. And so, you know, MaNa played very well in game number 1. And I'm definitely going to be interested to see what he does here in game number 2. Because you got the best player on the planet. You're up 1 game. What do you do in this current situation? Well, it looks as if MaNa is going to go ahead, get his gateway into that cybernetics core, and then of course follow that up with a natural nexus and then a Stargate. So he's kind of going for somewhat of a similar build to what he did in game number 1, except he's not going for those stalkers. He's just going to go straight into the adepts. He's getting that warp gate researched, is going to be coming in here shortly, and then Serral is going to go for the hatch gas pool opener, which is very similar to what he did in game number 1, but it does look like he's going to get his Zergling speed upgrade a lot faster in this game. So here we go. It does look as if MaNa is going to try to delay that 3rd base. He's going to get that drone for his troubles as well. So very nice play so far by MaNa. But nonetheless, Serral is going to get that 3rd base down. Serral's going to go ahead and shade and just see what kind of scouting information he can come up with. But 3rd base is now down for Serral. And I think that this is where Serral really wants to, you know, he wants to build up instead of going for some aggression, kind of get a booming economy going and just kind of overwhelm his opponent, which he's done so many times in the past. That said, we are going to see another gateway coming in by MaNa. We're also going to see a Phoenix that comes out of that Stargate, followed by an Oracle. So Serral, of course, is one for wanting to see exactly what is going on across the map, try to get as much information as possible. We're going to see once that Overlord went down, the robotics facility is being followed up. So we are starting to see kind of the techs of choice by each player. Serral's going to get started on that creep spread. He's already got spore crawlers that are going to be coming in here very shortly out of that natural and main base location. Warp gate is going to be finished up in less than 5 seconds for MaNa. And Serral's just trying to, you know, kind of see what, you know, if he can maybe kind of get an advantage at one point or another, see if he can catch MaNa. Not paying much, you know, not paying attention, if he can kind of sneak some Zerglings in there and do a little bit of some damage. Serral has just been very well known for doing little things to try to gain an advantage, and I would love to see Serral get very aggressive earlier on in this game just to kind of put MaNa a little bit on his toes. That said, we are going to see the layers being morphed in for Serral. We're also going to see the Roach Warren coming in. Serral's also going to see the timing on this 3rd Nexus that's going to be coming in. And as I said, the Roach Warren's going to be coming in. We're also going to see this Phoenix is going to try very hard to get that, to get another Overlord. Is successful at that. But all that said and done, nothing, not any crazy amounts of damage dealt as of yet. Look at how Serral's spreading out these Zerglings. Very interesting. It's like he's wanting to see if there's any kinds of timings on MaNa possibly moving across the map with, say, a Warp Prism or something along those lines, which we are seeing already is coming into form on the opposite side of the map. That said, a couple of Archons are gonna be here to give a little bit of a tough time to none other than Serral. He's going to try to get a little bit of some damage done here. That said, nothing too crazy dealt as of yet. But here we go. We are going to see a couple of these Archons are going to try to get some kills on those roaches. Are going to be successful. And these Archons can be absolutely deadly at times. If you don't deal with them as a Zerg player very, quickly, they can cause a lot of damage. That said, we're going to see Gloud Reconstitution is going to be coming in for Serral. Charge is going to be researched in less than 10 seconds for MaNa. And here we go. It looks like a couple of these Archons are going to try to get the kill. Beautiful transfuse there by Serral, keeping that Queen alive for a little while longer. Mass Revelation is going to see exactly what is going on, and I like the way MaNa is playing this so far. He's playing this really well, kind of trying to keep that creep spread back somewhat. Then Gloud Reconstitution is going to be finishing up here in less than 5 seconds for Serral. And now Serral looks like he's going to go in for a push, and I like this a lot. He's going to start to move out. He's also going to get, he's got a couple of Ravagers being morphed in. We got the Queens pulled off as well. So here we go. This is going to get very interesting really quickly. The question is MaNa going to have enough here to hold on to this push? Because there's a lot of Roaches, few Ravagers here. Beautiful Force Fields trying to split up this army. The question is there enough here, though, for MaNa to really be able to defend? I don't think there is. There is just so much Zerg here, and MaNa's supply is absolutely plummeting right now. Serral is overwhelming his opponent at this third base location. The Queens are moving in to help out with the transfuses, and this third base very well could be done. Looks like that is exactly what's going to happen. And now Serral can maybe possibly go in for the killing blow. Question is he going to overextend, though? Could MaNa get this back in his favor? Ground weapons level 1 is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds. Here we go. Looks like Serral's got enough army here to really deal with these Immortals and these Sentries. Oh, the devastation of the Swarm is coming in as the floodgates are open. Here we go. More Immortals are coming in, but it looks like it's only a matter of time until they make their way into the natural base location. These Immortals are trying to hold on, though. Beautiful force fields holding this army back, and somehow, some way, MaNa has actually attempted, even though he lost a lot of units, looks like he's going to get a couple of these Queens for his troubles. But that said, I wonder, is Serral possibly overextending just a little bit there? But that said, Serral really did a lot of damage. When we look at the supply counts down here, 142 to 96. Now, of course, Serral's army is very supply heavy. Roaches and Ravagers are very supply heavy in the grand scheme of things. But while this has all been going on, Serral has gone ahead and gotten another base close to being finished up. And once it finishes, he's going to have a really nice advantage over his opponent. So what this is going to force is MaNa to go all in, essentially. If MaNa tries to kind of claw his way back in this game, I don't think he's going to have a chance. The only way MaNa is going to be able to get somewhat of, kind of get the tides turning in his favor is going to simply be by attacking and trying to do as much damage as possible to Serral. The longer you wait, the more powerful this army is going to get. What I think MaNa needs to do is kind of move across the map and try to maybe take out this fourth base location. I think it might be his only hope as to win this game. Now, if he can pick up this army over here by Serral, that would be a nice pickup. But that being said, does not look like that is going to be dealt. Looks like Serral is moving in from multiple angles. He's going to try to get the cancel on that on third base location once again, trying to split up this army, which he's beautifully doing right now, but he does get that cancel once again. And this is what Serral does so well. Why he is the best player currently on the planet is not only for his offense, but also for his defense, but also for bleeding his opponent dry slowly but surely, is just what Serral does on a tournament by tournament basis. He does this so much, and this is why, like I said, this is just the best player on the planet. Doing a Zergling run by to go ahead and get the cancel once again on that third base, and he does exactly that. Serral doing Serral-like things, forcing MaNa into an essential all-in right here, right now, near the middle of the map. Looks like the swarm is here. He is going to try to possibly get the surround on this army composition. The question is he just going to take the fight? Groove Spines is finishing up right now, and here we go. It does look like Storm is being researched right now. I just don't know if there's going to be enough here, as Serral has another Zergling run by, trying to do as much damage, getting so many probe kills. Oh my god, the devastation of the probes! And exactly what Serral wants is to just slowly kind of destroy the economy of his opponent. And a lot of these Immortals are just, you know, they're really hurt, obviously, as well. They, you know, they are, their health bars are down. And this could just spell disaster. Now, I would be very surprised if you know, Serral allows MaNa to kind of work his way back into this game somehow, some way, because Serral is maxed out. So here we go. We are going to see, of course, lurkers are now out on the playing field, and these lurkers are going to be able to have a heyday with this army composition. Now, there is an observer, of course, that is going to help. But I think Serral is just, you know, going for these run-bys, getting probe after probe after probe. Looks like there was a slight delay here in the game. But that said, it does look like just Serral is just overwhelming his opponent. Unbelievable play here by Serral. Just a beautiful micro. He's probably going to try to essentially hit at multiple angles. He's just killing so many probes. Absolute devastation. While this is all happening, he's getting the Spire out. He's also getting his Hive, so he can start morphing in those higher tier Hive-based units. He is surrounding the rest of the army. Beautiful force fields, though, at least at this point in time. But the problem is there is just so much Zerg moving in, trying to get kill after kill on all of these High Templar. The High Templar storms were just not enough, and Serral is plummeting his opponent's supply. MaNa, I don't know how much longer he can really hold on, unless he's just hoping that possibly this might be another overextension by his opponent. And here we go. Serral goes ahead and is able to even up the score. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and MaNa, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.